Hello! And it's the Captain here with Metroid Zero Mission for the Nintendo Game Boy Advance. So after recording Super Metroid, I wanted to come back and go right to the beginning really with the Metroid franchise. Now I could have gone to the original NES version of the game, however I do maintain I am one of those radicals who actually believes that what we have here is the definitive telling of the first story in the Metroid storyline. This is Metroid 1, the 2004 remake of the original game for the Game Boy Advance, and by many people who are fans of the Metroid series, they would go as far as calling this game, instead of Super Metroid, perhaps the best in the 2D Metroid series. I wouldn't go that far personally, but I can completely see where they're coming from. So, yeah, looking forward to playing this one with you guys. It's not a very long game, so I'm not predicting there to be many videos in this series. It's like a nice quick break in between some of the other series that I'm doing. So, but let's dive right into it, shall we? So, let's go. Now I'm currently playing this on my analog pocket, which I have docked, and I'm actually recording the footage from that. So this is a FPGA console running the original cartridge through my TV, which is absolutely great. It's really cool being able to play the game with this authentic accuracy through my TV. I do, of course, have the GameCube Game Boy player, and if you know anything about that, you'll know it's not the ideal way to do this. And of course, FPGA, at least in my opinion, beats out emulation on any day of the week ending in Y. Alright, so, new file. I'm going to go quiet here and let the prologue play out. Okay, so not much of a prologue for Metroid 1. Again, the creators of this game wanted to try to make Zero Mission a very faithful replica of the original Metroid game for the NES, but of course with quite a few of the modern quality of life improvements introduced by Super Metroid and of course Metroid Fusion, which came before this game as well. So we have things like the directional aiming, and there'll be other upgrades as well, which we pick up later on, which did not feature in the original Metroid 1. And here is one of the features. There we go. So this game isn't quite as linear as Metroid Fusion, which was of course designed with being a handheld game in mind. But those Chozo statues, like what we encountered back there, they do guide you towards your next objective. So it's the sort of thing where it doesn't completely hold your hand, but it does guide you forward, so you don't feel lost. So I'm playing this one using my 8-bit Do Pro, SN30 Pro Plus, because the button layout, well, the way the button mapping works on the analog dock, in my opinion, is better than the Pro 2. We have our first beam upgrade, the long beam. Seems pretty redundant if you've played any of the modern Metroid games, but this was indeed a feature of the original Metroid, so it's in this game. You had to upgrade Samus's basic power beam to fire full length across the screen then. That was a fact of life, so we're not stuck with the short beam for very long. And of course I'm using the L button there to aim up and down. Let's head to the left here in this chamber. And this mysterious statue here. If you watched my Super Metroid playthrough, or you know Super Metroid, those are the heads of Ridley and Kraid, which are the two space pirate bosses in this game, which we have to defeat to progress towards the final stage. Before we do that, we've got a little mini boss type creature here we just pummel full of power beam shots. Now you can technically fight Ridley and Kraid in any order in this game, but the preferred order is Ridley, sorry, beg your pardon, is Kraid followed by Ridley, and that will be the order that I'm playing them in. I'm also not going to go for a 100% run in this game here. I'll tell a truth here, I've never actually done this game 100%. I do plan to in the future, but there are some puzzles in this game which are an absolute pig to get right, and they end up being quite frustrating. So I'll be honest, I've not done that before with this game at least, and shan't be doing it with this game for this run, but I'm not opposed to doing it in the future if I fancy really challenging myself. Anyway, we've got a red door there, and we can't open the red door without missiles, so we're going to head to the bottom of this chamber, avoiding the enemies as we go. He says, immediately hitting one of them. We're going to get our first missile tank. It's one of the most important early upgrades there for Samus's arsenal. And our first boss. I don't actually know the correct name of this boss here. We just call him the Charge Beam Guardian because that's what he gives us after we beat him with 3 missiles. Okay, so far so good. Oh, I've got my I've got a little bit of drift on this pad here. It's one of the reasons why I do prefer using the Pro 2, because it has Hall effect sticks. But a quick flick of the stick there and it tends to correct it. Again, we don't need to play this game with analog sticks, and I'm not. I am actually using the D-pad on the controller. But if you've ever had drift on a controller, you know how that works. So the analog sticks do just have a mind of their own by that point there. I could take this thing apart and stuff some cardboard under there to give it a bit more pressure. But what I'll probably just do is replace the pad completely. But yeah, the reason why I'm using this, the pad is simple, but the analog dock, you can't button map it. And the home button on the Pro 2 for some reason doesn't work on the dock. It's instead one of the programmable buttons underneath the pad. So not an ideal setup at all. We need bombs to get through there, so we'll come back this way when we have bombs in our possession. Now, of course, the plot of this game is very simple. You pretty much saw everything you need to know in the opening prologue there, but the basic premise of the story in Metroid 1 is that Samus Aran has been hired by the Galactic Federation to infiltrate the space pirate stronghold that they've built on the planet Zebes, a place that Samus was raised by the Chozo after her human parents were killed. Because the space pirates are cloning an army of Metroids, which are extremely dangerous bioengineered organisms, which they're going to use to try and take over the galaxy. And one of the ancient Chozo pieces of technology left behind on this world is an AI known as Mother Brain, who's turned heel and has become the commander of the Space Pirates and is the commander of the Metroids. So we've got to defeat Mother Brain as well in order to succeed here on Zebes. So that summarises the entire plot of the first Metroid game. Of course, but this is a remake and a more modern telling of that story. There are a few twists along the way which were not part of the original vision of the story. And when we reach those points, I might just point those out in a factoid kind of way. But yeah, unless you've played through the original Metroid or are at all kind of precious with the story, you won't really notice or care. Let's get our map for the Brinstar region. There we go. That's all the game will show us, of course. There is plenty of map that we can't see. Because a huge part of the gameplay loop with Metroid is exploration. As we gain new upgrades, we gain the ability to access new areas, and backtracking is a big part of the Metroid game experience as well. So we shall be going back through a lot of areas. Quickly save the game here. I'll be using these save rooms as and when I find them, but I'm not expecting to die very much in this game. I have played through Metroid Zero Mission many times, and I'm very confident with the game. It's not a challenging game to play by any means. There are parts that do get challenging, but I play this one mainly because it's cool. I really enjoy it. There's the bombs. So we can now use our bombs in Morph Ball mode. That's handy. We can recharge our energy and missiles as well with that Chozo statue. So yeah, I mean, those of you who know me know that I'm a huge Metroid fan. My favourite in this series is, of course, Metroid Dread. And that's actually what I'm building up to. So I've already recorded Super Metroid. I wasn't really happy with how that recording came out. Not due to the gameplay at all. But the recording methods that I was using at the time, I hadn't fully got down how to capture footage properly from my Super NT, my FPGA console for the Super Nintendo. So I do maybe have a mind to go and do Super Metroid again. I'll probably leave that as it is. It is my favourite, well, one of my favourite games in the Metroid series. It's between that one and Metroid Dread. But I thought, let's do Metroid. Let's do Metroid Zero Mission, Metroid 2, and then we'll do Fusion, Metroid 4, and then we'll finish by doing Metroid 5 or Metroid Dread to give it its proper name. That's what I'm thinking of doing. So let's see how far we get. So we've got our bombs now, so we can return to the previous area. Like I said, backtracking is a huge part of the gameplay in Metroid games. We can use our new bombs to unlock new areas and to progress through the game. And here is one such area. The bombs are a fairly decent offensive weapon as well. They're kind of awkward to use effectively, but if you're quite confident with them, you can destroy enemies if you time them well enough. We've got our next Chozo statue to guide us forward. At least give us a clue for where to go. So we're heading into Norfair. There we go. Norfair, of course, being the hot area of Zebes. So that's where we're going to find ourselves unable to fully explore the area without the Varia upgrade or the Varia suit. Now, of course, because we're following the original Metroid game as much as possible, in that game, all the Varia upgrade did for Samus was change the colour of her suit. It didn't give her the distinctive round pauldrons that she's known for having. That was very much something they did for Metroid 2 on the Game Boy, as a way of visually showing the Varia suit upgrade on a console that is black and white. So, yeah, that iconic outline that we associate with Samus Aran's armour was very much a product of the limitations of the Game Boy. Little factoid for you there. Okay, so let's fight our way towards this upgrade here. On the map, you can see on the mini-map, we can see that's that green area. Green areas on the map signify something off the beaten track, something which is not part of the normal recorded map, and those empty circles on the map signify an upgrade that we are yet to pick up. So we'll be hunting those down again, as and when we can, kind of opportunistically. There we go. But yeah, for some reason the home button on the Pro 2 does not function as a home button for the analog dock, and you can't reprogram it. It's one of the paddles underneath the grips, which functions for home. And during tense parts of the game, I like to grip the controller, and the last thing I want to do whilst I'm recording is to bring up the analog dock menu. So yeah, the SN30 was the way to go. We can go across up the top there. There is a bombable wall which we can get through with our bombs. So let's go and have a look at that and see what is hidden behind it. I don't think there's much to have a look at in this room with the bombs, but there might be something worth grabbing in the early game which we could use later. So we can bomb our way through here. Oh, take care of those zoomers there. We haven't got our spring ball yet. In this game they combine the morph ball jump with the high jump, which is quite handy. It's not two separate upgrades. I don't think we can get up there without the power grip. So we could morph ball jump up there, or in fact we could actually use our wall jump, because they went back to the Super Metroid wall jump with this one. So you can, nothing to help us there. So what can we do with it? So we have got a pathway up here. Can we wall jump off that? No, we can't. So we've got a save point. We'll skip this one. We don't need that one. Where are we here? Missile upgrade. That is useful. We're using missiles a lot more in the early game. Now we can get through there, but I know it's a block pathway, so we'd have to use a morph ball jump out of the acid there. We'll take a whole bunch of damage, and I know on the other side of that path is a Chozo statue waiting for us, blocking our way, which we can only access from the opposite direction. So there's nothing for us here for now. So we'll head back down the shaft towards Norfair and progress the story. Okay, so down we go. We go to morph ball mode here and just ride the cavern down to the bottom. Don't need to go to morph ball mode for this, but it is kind of cool. It's kind of a throwback to playing Metroid Prime, because in Metroid Prime full damage is a thing, and being in morph ball mode negates it. So it's good to have. So we can now bomb our way through there and make our way down the cavern towards the elevator towards Norfair. And here we are. Looks like Mother Brain's aware of us. That can't be good. So yeah, I was saying earlier before my thought train got distracted. So yeah, this is not my favourite of the Metroid series. That would go to Dread / Super in no particular order. I kind of flip between. Oh, that's not it. I kind of flip between going between the two for my absolute favourite. I would probably say this is my third favourite 2D Metroid game. So if we kind of put Super and Dread in a joint first place, because I can never decide which one I like more out of the two. Oh, good lord! See, now I'm talking. I'm not concentrating on the gameplay. With Samus Returns being a very easy second place, and then I just slightly prefer this one more than Metroid Fusion. And again, there's not much in it. But I've got more of a preference towards this game than Metroid Fusion. Not to say Metroid Fusion is a bad game, because it sure as hell is not. It's an absolute masterpiece. In my opinion, all the Metroid games are. So we're now back in Crateria, which is the starting area from Super Metroid. But yeah, Metroid Samus Returns on the Nintendo 3DS will be the game that I play after this one, if I decide to continue going in the chronological story order for the Metroid games, and I see no reason why I wouldn't do that, because that's a really cool idea. Now we have got an upgrade down here which we can get. I do love that ominous music for Crateria. We spent far more time in Crateria in Super Metroid, but it's nice that it gets a little reintroduction here in Zero Mission. Now, we can't go up there just yet, but we can go down this route. And I believe this will lead us to one of the new additions which they brought into Metroid Zero Mission, these ancient Chozo statues with the unknown technology. So it's a beam upgrade of some sort. And what beam upgrade could that be? One of the beams that didn't feature in Metroid 1 originally. So I would guess it's most likely meant to be the plasma beam. So, kind of a comical nod there to, in the original version of Metroid, Samus wasn't as fully powered up as she was in Super Metroid, and they actually worked that into this game's canon. But rather than spoil the moment that comes later, again, if you know this game, you know what I'm referring to. But I'll talk more about that when we get to the game's finale. So, we can wall jump up there. But we don't have the power grip yet, so I don't know if there's much we can really do. There is an upgrade I can see on the radar here. Can we get down there? Yes, we can. Oh, we're back in Crateria. Well, we never left Crateria, really, but yeah, I think it'd be smarter before we go doing any wall jumping and attempting to sequence break. I think we'll get the power grip upgrade, which is not far away from where we just were. So we get back into that area there and grab the power grip, and that gives Samus the ability to grab onto ledges, something that she learned how to do in Metroid Fusion, and has kept ever since. Okay, down we go. So that's a pit block. There we go. Power grip. There we go. That's easier. So we can now explore more of Criteria without needing to rely so much on mucking about with wall jumping and the like. It can be done, but because Samus's jump is more sort of snappy in this game, and less sort of floaty like it is in Super Metroid, it does require much more careful timing and a bit more patience. So I'm not going to be too eager to show off my my skills or lack thereof with wall jumping in this game. I can do it, but it's less focused on doing that than my playthroughs through Super Metroid, for example. Now we need to hang off that ledge there and shoot the block so we can get up there, and across we go. So we're back at Criteria's surface. Can we get up there? No. Let's jump down to our gunship. There we go. May as well save while we're here. And of course, being it's our gunship, it'll also restore all of our health and ammo. Now that red gunship there is Samus's first gunship that we know of, because this is canonically the first game in the Metroid series. We can assume that that is Samus's original gunship. Now, if we head back to the right here, we can now use the power grip to more easily navigate this area here. So if we go back up to the top and head to the right, we can perhaps grab that upgrade with the power grip now in our custody. We may have to use the wall jump to get up and over the wall again. Yeah, but that's fine. We can do that. So, need to work out how we get into here without losing our. Well, no, I think that's it. So, yeah, it's a pit block. We can't get back up there. Hello. Ah, that's how we get. Another pit block. That's weird. So, okay, so I'm guessing we had to come in from the top there somehow. I'm not making one more loop just for a missile upgrade, so let's head to the right. That's a power bomb door, so we can't get through there just yet. We'll come back that way later in the game. Oh, big monstrous fish. But we can now get out of here with the power grip. So let's head back to the left through this door here and back into Norfair. Yeah, I'm pretty certain with that upgrade there's a pathway from the top which we just didn't spot. And depending on how I feel towards the end of this run, I might do a victory lap to grab a few upgrades. We can definitely get this one here with our power grip. I'm pretty certain we to head to the left rather than the right. We're heading back to the yeah, we're actually heading back to the elevator towards Brinstar, and it's too early to go that way just yet. So let's head back the way we came. Ooh, get out of the acid. Being that this is Norfair, that's probably lava, but we're arguing semantics here. Functionally, it's the same thing. And with our current parasuit, we don't have any protection really against acid or lava. We will gain that later. So with the Various suit, we will get acid immunity, at least to the weaker acid in the game. And then later than that, with further upgrades, we will get immunity towards lava as well. There we go. So now we can head back. Oh. Just want to loosen up that analog stick there. I think I might pull this controller apart after this video and have a look at that stick and see if I can do anything to mitigate it. I'd rather not have to pay out another 30-40 quid for another controller just because I can't remap the buttons on the analog dock. So in the very unlikely scenario that an engineer from 8-Bit Do or Analog is watching this video, you've got nothing better to do than watch some below Z grade YouTuber making yet another Metroid video talking about remapping controls on the analog dock. There you go, get on it. So let's now head to the right. Again, I'm not too worried about getting killed at this stage of the game. So we can now easily platform up here with the power grip. It's amazing that the time it took between Metroid 1 and 2 for Samus to learn how to hang on to a ledge. In Metroid Fusion, the sort of reason they concoct is because she's lost most of her traditional armoured power suit. She kind of needs to. But even with this earlier iteration of Samus's armour, she's wearing, she's still wearing her power armour, but it's a much earlier kind of iteration of it. It does look lighter and sleeker. Let's see what's through here. Okay, we've got a bit of platforming to do in here. Again, power grip should make it a piece of piss. Oh, he says. Getting pissed on. Repeatedly. We can make that jump. And we have got the ice beam. We get quite early in this game, and also in Metroid 2 as well. So a huge upgrade for mobility there. We can use the ice beam to freeze enemies into platforms. We can't go back the way we came. That is a power bomb, a super missile door. So the only way is forward. And you see that ripper there we can freeze with our ice beam. Again, if you've seen Metroid before, you know what the ice beam can do. I'm not going to bother saving it there, no need. So let's go up and freeze our way to victory. I could use the wall jump here, but let's do it the way the game intends. Let's totally use the wall jump. Ah, Chozo statue. Where's it leading us? Back to Brinstar, I'm guessing. And into the lair of our first boss, Kraid. Fantastic. Let's go meet the big guy head on. I think the king agrees as well. Okay, so... Well, actually, do what? That was a bit silly there. But that's okay. We take a little bit of lava damage there. I do believe there's an upgrade there. There it is. We keep him frozen and use the power grip, and there it is. Easy one to miss that unless you're paying attention to the mini-map in the top right. Now, what do we have here? Hot room. We can't go in there without the barrier suit, so we'll go back there later. So we can go all the way to the bottom of this tunnel, and then to the left, back to the elevator towards Brinstar. And then we'll find our way to Kraid's lair. Now we can, of course, get this missile upgrade here by bombing this floor and releasing this thing out of the lava there. Using the power grip to help us. And there we have it. Some more missiles will come in very, very handy when we're engaging Kraid. Unlike in Super Metroid, we will not have super missiles by the time we reach Kraid. We'll need to do it the old-fashioned way using regular missiles, making the encounter with Kraid in this game a much more challenging encounter. We will be taking a few more hits, and it will be a bit more tense. There we go. So we'll go straight through this save room here. We don't need to worry about saving just yet. We can ice beam our way to the top here, past these rippers. And back we go. Alright, so head back into the main corridor in Brinstar. Try not to smash into too many enemies on the way there. Again, quite a valid way of restocking supplies in this game is to hang about one of those spawning points and just keep blasting on and wailing on enemies until they fill your reserves. But that's kind of boring to watch, so I shan't be doing much of that unless I get into a very desperate situation. I don't realistically foresee that happening. Let's quickly check our map here. So Kraid's lair, we want to go left through that tunnel. Okay. So let's just quickly morph all the way down there. We can actually get an upgrade through here, I believe, or it might be a shortcut. Let's see what we find. We've got some shriek bats here, and we've got some slow pit blocks. I'm not sure why they're slow. I can't see anything on the mini map. I can't see one of those telltale circles. Ah, here we go. Upgrade right there. Missile tank. Useful. Super missiles. We need to get to get the speed booster before we get that, and likely had to shine spark off of the edge there. So we'll head to the bottom of this tunnel. But yeah, this game gets very creative with shine spark puzzles. Quickly we stock ourselves. We've barely used any missiles, and we're doing fine as far as health goes. We do have an upgrade to get here though. There's an energy tank in the ceiling. I can't seem to uncover it with the ice beam. There it is. But we need, I think, the space jump to get that one. So let's go through the floor here towards towards Kraid's lair. Now I wonder, that Ripper, I seem to remember. No. I am indeed imagining things. Okay, let's go see Kraid. So yes, unlike Super Metroid, Kraid and Ridley get their own distinct areas of the map. If you are eagle-eyed when you're looking at Super Metroid, you'll see some elements of this kind of architecture in parts of Brinstar. So it's implied that Kraid's lair is actually in Brinstar, but of course, getting in the acid again. As I mentioned before, the game here is trying to evoke the original Metroid, and that was the case in Metroid 1. Both Ridley and Kraid had their own distinct areas of the map. Kind of reverted there temporarily to Super Metroid's control scheme. Of course, in this game we don't use the select button to cycle through ammunition, we simply use the R button to arm our missiles and fire them, which I think is a fantastic upgrade. But having played Super Metroid so recently, and I tend to go back to Super Metroid more often, my brain just programs itself to use the R button to aim up. Let's head back down there and... oh, maybe not. Maybe not. That's a pit block. So we need to head up here. Missile tank. And then we'll head back and use that catapult to go back up the top. Perfect. I do love the theme song for Kraid's Lair. It's really cool and foreboding. Oh. Those of you who are into your Smash Brothers might recognise this. They used it for the Brinstar Depths stage, with Kraid being like kind of a guest character in the background. There's like technically a stage hazard. Well, a hazard in that sense that Kraid rotates the stage, so he kind of doesn't pose a direct hazard to the players, but is a notable inclusion into the stage. That brings these lifts online. That's always useful. More energy, more hit points. Not going to bother saving it just yet. Down we go. I do believe there's a mini boss to fight soon. Ah, and here we are, in that very room. Too slow. He telegraphs that grab attack by doing that little flex with his jaws. There we go. That's where all those missiles come in handy. We could have used our charge beam there, but the missiles just deal with them a lot faster. And we've got a little bit down here. I believe there's an upgrade to find. I'd be surprised if there wasn't. And there's a hole to find one. It's a missile tank. I'll take that after chucking most of our missiles into that creature. Again, I know he's got a name, can't think of it. But he's an invention for Metroid Zero Mission. He was not, of course, in the original Metroid. Is there anything this way? I don't think there is. Let's just throw a couple of missiles. Nah. So, let's proceed on our course to encounter Kraid. Another catapult. Gee, that's not another one. That's the same one. Can we go to the right there? Yeah, we want to go right, and then we need to go down. So let's do that. I'm pretty certain we can make our way across that boss arena. There we go. Can we get down, or do we have to go on a complete loop around? I think we can get down here. We might have to use a wall jump. Is that a pit block? Yep, they want us to do a circuit. So, back we go. Shouldn't take too long to get back on track. Up we go. Catapult goes up. Yeah, now the lift's online, we can just call it. If I can get up there. Beautiful. So, we can now head down this this tunnel. That should take us straight down to where we need to go. Okay, so down we go. Let's go left first. So bomb our way through. We can see nothing on the map signifying we've got any missing upgrades here. Let's head up. I'm pretty certain that's fake acid down there. My memory of the game is saying, hang on a minute, there's a thing down there. Let's give this guy a few missiles to take on the road with him. Now, to deal with him, we don't have that many missiles. So if we just hit him with our ice beam a few times... Do not want to get caught down there. There we go. There we go, lovely. Right, so we're getting a bit low on stock here for both missiles and health, so be a good time to start being a bit more careful with how we're throwing it about. So we've got a red door. What are we grabbing in here? Missile upgrade, lovely. Oh, we've got some of these guys. These are called side hoppers, these ones. They're one of the classic Metroid enemies. So let's see if we can clear a path. We can use the lift to get across there and grab that missile upgrade. And when we are able to fully resupply, we'll be able to have a much better chance when we fight against Kraid. Here we go. So we'll drop off this when we get to here. Beautiful. So I don't actually know our current full stock of missiles. Now, can we get through here? Let's quickly check our map for a second. We can go up, but I'm pretty certain, yeah, we come back that way. So let's head up. Okay. Alright, so far so good. Let's go left first. Got a side hopper on the ceiling there. We've got a load of enemies here. I'm just going to camp here for a second and just get a few more missiles and a bit more health. Just so we're not going into sort of into a hazardous area there without anything to kind of fight back with or protect ourselves with. So just chop a few of these up. That'll do. Okay. Red door is normally an indicator of something important, so we'll use the catapult to go up first. And then we'll come back through there and get all of these supplies that leaves us. Is that taking us back up to, yeah, back up to the main chamber? So we'll head to that red door first and see what map room. So we'll get the official map for Kraid's lair. Yeah, so we're pretty much going where, well, we've already gone where they kind of expect us to. So, we're pretty much back up to full faculties here. Let's go drop back through and get some more missiles there. There we go, looking much healthy there as far as ammo goes. Another missile upgrade. We only need 2 missiles on those side hoppers there, so we just remember to double tap those in future rather than just hurl missile after missile at them. Right, there's a little trick to this bit here. We're going to call the lift. If I do this, there you are. Quite a simple little puzzle there to get the missile upgrade with just a bit of timing there with the bombs. So we're back in that main vertical chamber here. We do have a pathway to the right on the official map there. And we have a red door we haven't explored yet. So let's go up and have a look at that red door before we go all the way down. It's going to be harder to come back that way if we go low first. What's in here? We've got a lift. Oh! Energy tank! Oh, no, we need the speed booster. Okay, so that's not much use to us yet. In that case then, that pretty much decides the direction we're going. But we can't go through there either. We need to get, what looks like that's the symbol for the space jump. Which again is not an upgrade that Samus actually got in Metroid 1. So it looks like it's another one of those upgrades which, like, oh well, you know, this is the retelling of Samus's story. So in this version of the story, she does get the space jump at some point. So let's head back down. Can we get through here without? No, we come back that way, don't we? So where are we going? If I remember correctly, there's a pathway down. If we head left here. There was a bombable floor. There's a little visual hint of some floor we can blow up. I believe it's in this tunnel. There it is. That's our way down towards Kraid. Right, so let's go left first. Save room. I am going to save it here. Know my penchant for taking close calls. It'd be really embarrassing to actually get killed without expecting it, and then end up without any ability to pick up. Well, we'll have the ability to retrace all of our steps, basically, and that's a whole lot of effort I'd rather not go to. So we have what appears to be the space jump. But this power suit, or this version of the power suit, can't run it. At some point, we need to get a new power suit. So, we've now got that mysterious upgrade. We could go back up the top there and grab that up. We can go through that room with the blocking our path. But let's proceed this way for now. So we can head up that way. That actually leads us back into that chamber. No, we're not going that way yet. Let's go this way. So, this room looks very, very similar to some of the architecture from Super Metroid. A few well-placed missiles should see short work of these creatures. With a save room. That tells me we're very near Kraid. So we are about to get into our first boss fight. Well, our first major boss fight, I should point out. So, I believe what we have here is a way back. Yeah, this will lead up. We can come back this way. Yeah, this is the way it wants us to come back on ourselves. So we shan't go this way yet. don't think there's anything down there. There's no X-ray visor in this game, so all of our exploration is done the old-fashioned way using bombs. That's our pathway down. Now these red guys explode when you shoot them, which is a real pig if you're underneath one of them, so you have to be careful when you're ploughing through with the power beam to not get hit by an eyeball, like I just did there. Now I do believe, yeah, we're not going to be able to do much here without the speed booster, so that, of course, if you can't already tell by the game's subtle telegraphing, is going to be the next major upgrade we get. Again, another upgrade that wasn't in the original Metroid, but they've retconned into this retelling of the story, which is very cool because the speed booster is one of my favourite upgrades in Metroid. It's good. Leads to some very creative stuff you can do, and here we are. Door Guardian. Let's go fight Kraid. See, he's already being a little bit more crafty than we're used to in Super. He'd be dead by now in Super. Love the sound design on Kraid as well. That's a proper roar he's doing there. Oh, didn't time that very well. Gotcha! Bye, Kraid. See you in Super. So, what do we get for our trouble here? It was the Varia suit in Super Metroid, and it is the speed booster in the Metroid Zero Mission. Alright. Let's get ourselves recharged. Didn't fare too badly there in that fight, actually, so quite happy with how that went. Let's turbo boost out of here. Speed! Okay, cool. So, we can now get out of here. We could use a shine spark, but I didn't charge one up, so let's do this the old-fashioned way. No, we don't actually have to do the shooting handholds malarkey here. We can just use a wall jump. Now this is the room where we could actually do a shine spark, so let's try and get one charged. That's not going to let us, is it? I believe we use the shine spark to get across this acid here without getting hurt, but we're not not losing a lot of health doing that, so I'm not too fussed. Ow. There was a ceiling in the way. I was trying to be clever using a shine spark, and the game's like, nah. Let's save here. And make our way back up to Brinstar, because we are done in Kraid's lair. With Kraid destroyed, we have got no real reason to be here. So, just check the map. we'll head back this way. Yes, this of course is the that's that pathway we saw before, isn't it? So all I can think of is we got that one energy tank that we saw earlier, which we can grab by using the speed booster. So we'll do that in just a moment. I believe that's up through this room here, isn't it? Yes. That wasn't it. Hang on. Get out. Oh no. Oh no, not like this! Not like this, please! Okay. This time we do it without fucking up. That's how we do it. Alright, and then we go back using the lift. And that's how we do that without getting killed by a bunch of giant space wasps. Alright, so that's us done here in Kraid's lair. And I do believe that is a good place to end this session. So if you have joined me, thank you. I hope you've enjoyed watching my trials and tribulations and inane chatter about Metroid Zero Mission. Please join me for part 2 of this series a bit later in the week. But yes, if you like what I do, please consider liking this video, leaving a comment below about your favourite memories of this game, or any memories really of the Metroid series. Let's share some war stories as fans of the series. And please also consider subscribing to my channel. So again, thank you once again. This has been the Captain, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.